There's always something special looking out of an airplane window and seeing two engines on the wing on each side. These so-called quad jets are getting pretty rare nowadays, because they're being replaced by more efficient and fuel-saving twin jets. Most airlines already retired their quad jets a long time ago, and after the pandemic started in 2020 and airline traffic came to a stop, there were basically no four-engine passenger aircraft left in the sky. But there's still one exception. Lufthansa operates over 60 four-engine passenger aircraft, like the A340-300 and 600, the A380, the 747-400 and the 747-8. And since the 747-400 will leave the fleet in the next couple of years, it was about time to say goodbye to the Queen of the Skies on another long-haul adventure from Toronto to Frankfurt in business class. And with that, a very good afternoon from Toronto Pearson International Airport. I just arrived on the Up Express from Union Station, which runs every 15 minutes and will take you to Pearson International Airport for about 12 Canadian dollars. We will depart from the E gates of Terminal 1, where most of the international flights leave. And since this video is all about quad jets, how about we start off with an Emirates A380 at the gate waiting for its departure back to Dubai. A Lufthansa business class ticket will get you access to the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge 3 hours before departure. And yes, they really mean 3 hours. I was there 3 hours and 15 minutes before my flight departed, and I had to wait outside until exactly 3 hours before departure. The lounge has a lot of seating areas, but it can get rather crowded if multiple Starlines flights leave in the evening. It feels really airy because the terminal roof is just above you, and you also have a view onto the apron. Air Canada business class customers get access to the Air Canada Signature Suite, so this lounge is only for other Starlines partner airlines. And that's probably the reason why this lounge is rather run down in a couple of spaces, especially the seats need an upgrade. The lounge has a buffet with a choice of hot and cold dishes, so you won't starve before your flight. The selection is rather small though. And to wash down those meatballs and brownies, there's also a big selection of drinks. But now it's time to head to the gate. My flight today will leave at gate E77 as Lufthansa 471, departing at 6:20 p.m. I booked this flight as an award ticket in economy class and bid for an upgrade, which went through. But sadly there was no space left in the upper deck, so I'm sitting in seat 12K in the lower deck tonight. And now it's finally time to sort of take a look at our Queen of the Skies. This airframe was delivered to Lufthansa in December 2000 and is now 23 years old. Delta Alpha Bravo Victor Yankee was stored until January 2022 and got the new livery painted on in March 2023. And with that, a very warm welcome to seat 12K. You might notice that the cabin looks rather fresh, because this aircraft underwent heavy maintenance in December 2023. Waiting at my seat for this night flight was a blanket as well as a large pillow, the amenity kit designed by Porsche, and a bottle of water. And I was really happy to see that they finally changed the design of the amenity kit after over 2 years, but more on that later. The very friendly flight attendant came around with a tray of welcome drinks and I went for an orange juice. You also get a small bag with salted nuts in it. But now let's check out the menu for tonight's flight. Lufthansa introduced a new signature drink called Avionic in 2024, which is only available on board Lufthansa long-haul flights as well as in the Lufthansa lounges in Germany. On your left there is a touch panel for the seat controls as well as the IFE remote and the tray table which folds out. The armrest on the right can be lowered so you got a bit more space when you're sleeping, and behind you'll find the noise cancelling headphones in this small compartment. Up front there's another small storage bin for the emergency kit and other small things, as well as a literature pocket. And on the right you'll have a coat hook as well as a hook for your glasses. And here you can see the first Lufthansa A350 with the new Allegris cabin coming in from Munich. This aircraft was delivered in November 2023. And in a couple of years, all remaining Lufthansa long-haul aircraft will have the new Allegris cabin installed. I could have also booked a flight to Munich on board the new A350 with the Allegris cabin, but I would choose a 747-400 any day over a new business class product. And I think this majestic wing view is already a reason enough to fly this aircraft.
Emergency exits. They are marked accordingly. Illuminated strips on the floor will guide you to these exits. These exits are equipped with evacuation.
And while the safety video is still playing, let me quickly show you the two USB power ports located below the armrest, as well as two universal power outlets in the middle of the two seats. And now we're pushing back, so enjoy the sound of those four General Electric CF6 engines starting up. And now we're off to runway 05 for departure. Another special thing about the 747 are the leading edge flaps, or so-called Krüger flaps, which you can see extended just above the engine. We are ready for departure on runway 05, so turn up those speakers and enjoy the sound. What a breathtaking takeoff, those 4 engines just sound too good. And now we've got a great view onto Toronto downtown and the city airport where I arrived on a Porter Q400 yesterday evening. You can check out that flight report if you click on the info box in the corner. And as we're climbing above Lake Ontario towards the Atlantic, let me quickly show you the amenity kit. You'll get some socks, covers for your headphones, a refreshing mint as well as a toothbrush and toothpaste, a hand cream and a lip balm. The eye shades and earplugs are available in the lavatories. The in-flight entertainment can be controlled via the remote in the armrest. The control is a bit difficult because there's just a small mouse pad on there. There's a great variety of movies, TV shows, music as well as a moving map. But who needs in-flight entertainment anyways when you got those majestic looking engines outside? And now you can see Montreal Mirabel Airport located just north of the city, and it's mainly served by cargo airlines. And here's the Olympic State as well as downtown Montreal. A hot towel was handed out about 1 hour after departure to commence the dinner service. The new Lufthansa service concept introduced this year includes an amuse-bouche just before dinner service. Today we got carrot and celery sticks as well as an olive and hummus. While this is a very nice touch, the food selection doesn't really fit business class in my opinion. As an appetizer, I went for the mozzarella cheese with grilled mixed zucchini as well as some carrots. Alongside the appetizer came a fresh salad as well as a bread roll. As a main, I went for the butter chicken with rice, which tasted absolutely delicious. You can argue about the presentation, but the taste was really good. And to finish off this dinner service, I went for the classic Lufthansa cheese plate. While the appetizer didn't really taste like anything, the main course really stood out on this dinner. And now that dinner is done, let me quickly show you the tray table, which can be moved in any direction, so you can actually leave the seat while you're using it. Welcome to the front lavatory, where you find the rest of your amenity kit, including eye shades, earplugs, mouthwash, as well as some disinfecting wipes. While you can definitely tell the age of the airplane in this bathroom, it's actually in a great shape and really clean. And with the sunset hiding behind a layer of clouds, it's time to head off to bed. The seat transforms into a fully lie-flat bed, which is always nice, but the foot area is a bit tight, so it's rather uncomfortable. Just before the cabin lights were dimmed, the flight attendant came around and offered a box of chocolates to everyone. Since the flight is rather short, I'll try to get some rest. Good night. A very good morning. I just woke up about 2 hours before landing and the sun is already starting to rise. Breakfast service started with another hot towel about 60 minutes before landing. Since this is a shorter long-haul flight, you'll only get a cold second meal. On this flight, the breakfast included some cold muesli with apple and cinnamon, as well as some fresh fruit, a choice of croissant or bread, as well as some jam or Nutella, and of course an orange juice for me. And now we've just reached the coastline of Great Britain, right next to Warden. And as we're passing Manchester, let me quickly show you the in-flight internet options. There are 3 packages available for rather steep prices. The in-flight internet on Lufthansa is always rather slow and sometimes it doesn't work at all. But even without buying an internet package, you can still check the news as well as flight informations on the Lufthansa in-flight Wi-Fi site. And now we're already passing the English Channel and heading towards European mainland. While the seats in the cabin are the ones you'll find on basically any Lufthansa aircraft, the cabin itself definitely has a retro feeling to it. You'll have a personal reading light but no individual air vent, and the overhead bins are really something from the past. And since all good things must come to an end, we've already started the descent into rainy and grey Frankfurt. The landing today will take place on runway 25 left, and we're already aligned on the ILS with some typical German weather outside. This approach normally offers some great views of the skyline of Frankfurt, but today we can only see the rain passing by on the window. Welcome to Frankfurt, everybody. The landing was really smooth. Sadly, the windows got a bit foggy just after we exited the runway. And as we taxi into the gate, let me quickly summarize this flight. I enjoyed my time on board the Queen of the Skies. The cabin crew was really motivated and the food was fine. There are of course better options and the cabin is really outdated, but still you get to fly on a 747-400, which is not a common thing nowadays. And since I booked this flight with miles and scored a really cheap upgrade, I didn't mind all the downsides. I wouldn't book Lufthansa for the cabin or the service, because that can be rather inconsistent. But if you're trying to fly on a Queen of the Skies nowadays, then Lufthansa is definitely your first choice. And here you can see why people prefer the upper deck on this aircraft. On the lower deck you'll have a brutal 232 config in business class. Hopefully you'll never get stuck in that middle seat. And now it's time to say goodbye to this majestic bird. This was probably my last flight on board a 747-400, since Lufthansa will start retiring this plane in the next years. This flight report is now done, but if you're interested in the Lufthansa Welcome Lounge, just stick around for a few more minutes and I'll show you. And speaking of quad jets, here's the A340-600, which took me to Hong Kong earlier this year. If you want to see that flight report, click in the right hand corner. But now I'm off to the Lufthansa Welcome Lounge, which is located landside after the baggage claim. It's open every day from 5:15 AM to 12:30. And Lufthansa, Swiss and Austrian business class or first class customers which arrived on a long haul flight can enter it. The lounge has a ton of showers, so you can freshen up after a long overnight flight. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. These shower rooms are really nice and you'll find everything you need to freshen up in the morning. Now I'm ready to start the day, so let's have a look at the lounge itself. There are a lot of seating options to work, relax or to eat, since there's also a big breakfast buffet. And I must say, this breakfast selection is so much better than on the aircraft. You'll find way more dishes than in the normal Lufthansa lounges, which are located airside. So I got myself a second breakfast today, and after that I was ready to head home. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe write a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, see you in the sky.